To create a course, if you just click on your dashboard over here, I'm going to go through some navigation or some just general setup. And I'm using Screencast-O-Matic. It's a great way to record things on your screen. I do it for teachers, training teachers on technology all the time. So if you go to the dashboard, you're going to see a Start New Course over here in the right-hand corner. And so you're going to hit that. I usually label it CHS because that is, as a manual course, it kind of floats out there, and it helps identify it. So CHS, and let's call this, I don't know, let's do, let's just call it example setup. Sometimes I put a date in it as well. This top line here, this course name, that's what they're going to see and identify, and that's what you're going to search for. The short name is what you're going to see in the course. It's only really for you, so you can name that whatever. And we're going to go ahead and create the course. I always make it private. That's just me. And so this is what it'll look like. Here's your blank course. If you scroll down to the bottom and you click on Settings, and these particular settings, I like to first go to Navigation, because that tells what your students, or in this case your teachers, are going to see. And when they're first learning, you may want to limit some of those choices just so that they learn to navigate through your course. So I'm going to go to Navigation, and then you can either click to I usually don't disable, I would just move, but a lot of times I'll just throw that, you just click and drag the things that you don't want to see. We don't need to see attendance. Now chat is something that it lasts forever once you post it, so you really want to think about what you're posting. I put files down there. I don't necessarily need them to see that because I'm going to put them in a module, or I'm going to do something with it. Pages is just like a content sheet. You can put videos, you can put links to discussions, you can put basically everything in a page, but I'm going to do something with those pages. Grades, we don't need them to see. Syllabus, we really don't need them to see. I like to move modules up by home, and maybe discussion. They don't probably need to see people. Conferences is pretty cool. It's kind of like Skype. And then, very important thing, I forget this all the time, you're going to hit Save. And now you will still see these things. They're kind of grayed out. They, however, will not see any of the things. And just because it's grayed out, if it's grayed out and you've asked them to see it, that just means it's not populated, there's nothing there. If it's grayed out and you've asked them not to see it, it'll always stay grayed out. And let's go back to course details. If you'd like to choose a course image, this is pretty cool. It's the course card that they see. So when you are snipping, for example, I had a photo that I wanted to make it the course card. Let's just go with something like this. If I wanted to make this the course card, I use the snipping tool a lot, and so I'm going to grab a new snip here. What I have found over time, if you're trying to get if your image on your course card is coming through and it's cutting off heads, like when I did Butch and Dawn, the bigger snip, or the bigger the picture, then it kind of pulls it in. I kept going smaller and it took me a little bit, but if you snip a big shot of it, maybe not exactly everything that you, or more than what you want, and then I'm just going to save it, and I usually save it as a JPEG file. You can see all my attempts up here. The best one was this 6, where I had extra stuff on the outside because then I could actually get their faces. It's just a way to customize it. I did it with my school. So let's do our mascot. Let's just do example. And save it there. So now when you go back to your Canvas course, and I want to browse my computer, I'm going to choose that. And you remember I made it pretty large. Go ahead and open it up. What you'll notice is because I made it so large, I actually get that on my course card. And what the course card does is it's what they see on their dashboard. It's just a nice way to customize. So when I go back to dashboard, you're going to see that course card. And there's the course card. You can see some of my other ones that I have set up, but it just kind of gives it a neat feel. It customizes it. Another thing that you're going to want to do in that course is you're probably going to want to add people to your course. So let's get back to my example here. If I want to add people, it's really pretty simple. I'm just going to go to people. And then when you hit add people, you're just going to type their email addresses. You can choose to set them up as students, teachers if you're having them load things. So it's kind of, you just type it, or you type in their names, hit next, and then it'll say add people. So that's a way to add your people. You can set up groups, however, you need a unique, if you have, say you have a teacher that is a special ed teacher but is also an English teacher, you cannot within the same group set. So if I add a group set of, say, departments, you can divide your people into groups like this. Within a group set, I have to now add those groups. So I would have math, I would have English, I would have science. However, I cannot have English and special ed in the same group set because each teacher can only be a member of one group within the set. So I'd have to add another group set, maybe called SPED. And then they could be a part of two different groups. They could be a part of English and SPED. Now, once you have users here, you'll just be able to click and drag them into groups. It's pretty easy.